First of all, I do not condone the actions of any terrorist group, nor I condone any terrorist action. The ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestine has been marred by numerous human rights abuses and accusations of war crimes. As we delve into this complex issue, it is essential to approach it with empathy and understanding for the suffering experienced by both Israelis and Palestinians. This video aims to provide an objective analysis of the apartheid-like conditions faced by Palestinians and other allegations of war crimes committed by Israel. The apartheid-like conditions faced by Palestinians. 1. Separation barrier. The construction of the Israeli West Bank barrier, also known as the separation wall, has led to a significant separation of Palestinian communities, agricultural land, confiscation and restricted movement for the Palestinians. Critics argue that this barrier further entrenches the apartheid-like conditions faced by Palestinians. Gaza is no longer a place as such, but an open-air concentration camp to contain the Palestinians. 2. Expansion of Israeli settlements. The expansion of Israeli settlements in the occupied territories is considered illegal under international law has resulted in the disposition of Palestinian homes and land. This policy has further disrupted Palestinian communities and caused tensions between Israeli settlers and Palestinian residents. Number 3. Discriminatory laws and policies. Palestinians living in Israel, or Palestine should I say, often face discrimination in access to resources such as healthcare, education and employment opportunities. Critics argue that these policies disproportionately favour Israeli citizens and effectively create an apartheid-like system within Israeli society. They are viewed as animals and as vermin. Israeli war crimes. Number 1. Use of excessive force. The excessive use of force by Israeli security forces during confrontations with Palestinian protesters and civilians, militants have surfaced continuously. The high number of civilian casualties, especially during military offensives, raises concerns about the proportionality and necessity of the force used, and also the illegal use of white phosphorus munitions on Palestinian civilians is in further breach of international law. 2. Collective punishment. Collective punishment is often employed as a retaliatory measure by Israel. This includes punitive demolitions of homes, withholding of basic services, and restrictions on movement in response to attacks. Again, a breach of international law. 3. Targeting of civilians. Numerous reports have raised concerns over the targeting of civilians by Israeli forces, including deliberate attacks on schools, hospitals and other civilian infrastructure. Those actions have resulted in a significant loss of innocent lives and have led to accusations by the UN of war crimes. It is crucial to acknowledge and address the apartheid-like conditions faced by Palestinians and to recognise the allegations of war crimes committed by the Israeli government. Achieving a just and lasting peace in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict requires a willingness from both parties to seek a fair and equitable resolution. This includes adherence to international law, a commitment to protecting human rights, and the establishment of a framework that ensures the welfare and well-being of both Israelis and Palestinians. Only through dialogue, understanding, and unwavering commitment to justice can we hope to bring an end to the suffering and create a brighter future for the people of Palestine. Although I don't see there being a peace, because the Israeli government is a right-wing fascist government that has stated in public, on record, that the Palestinian people are not people but are animals, vermin. Unless the United Nations gets off its ass, the Palestinians, just like the American Indian, will be killed to the point of extinction or become an endangered culture. Also, here's some food for thought. Please don't hate me. Has no one thought to ask this question: if Hamas is just a result of decades of mass murder, apartheid/genocide? If this kind of stuff happened in our country, wouldn't we or someone in our country form a guerrilla group to fight the oppressors? Now, what Hamas did was wrong, but at times people forget we create our own monsters. Your decisions have consequences. When we fought terrorism, interviewers found that most of the terrorists who we were fighting, what they were doing, why they became terrorists and all that, was because of revenge, because their families were being killed by our drones, and that's why they became terrorists. Israel has done monstrous things to the people of Palestine for decades. Someone's going to snap, and that's why you have Hamas. If there was no apartheid, there would be no bombs on either side, nor would there be Hamas. Cause and effect. And to call someone who is anti-apartheid anti-Semitic is disgusting and cowardly, and is protecting murderers who are killing innocent women and children who they see as animals. When the colonialists took the land from the Native American Indians, it was later seen as genocide and wrong, albeit too late. Israel does it to Palestine, and we call it self-defense. This world is messed up, and we live in troubling times when we can't learn from history's mistakes. What can we do to help? Well, what we can do is spread awareness, speak up against injustice, put pressure on our government and world governments to intervene and to be not afraid to speak up. Being anti-apartheid is not being anti-Semitic. People who use that card are cowardly and are complicit in the deaths and the murders of thousands of innocent men, women and children, and it must stop.